Hello everybody and welcome to the Worldwide Technology Raceway here at Gateway in St. Louis for the second race of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs here from St. Louis. Joey Logano starts on pole position alongside the 20 of Christopher Bell as we get ready to get underway in the second race of our opening round of the playoffs here from St. Louis, fresh off that incredible Xfinity Series photo finish yesterday in our simulation. As they get to the restart zone, we are green and underway here in St. Louis. Who will go to victory lane here at Gateway? Joey Logano, the early advantage over his teammate Ryan Blaney. Everyone going 2 and 3 wide throughout the field here through turns 1 and 2 to start this race. A tremendous battle for the lead going on right now, but it's Joey Logano who is clear for the lead, driving away from Bell, Blaney, and Hamlin down the back straightaway in that Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford as Logano looks to find his way to victory lane for the first time this season, of course, because he missed the playoffs. A shocker for our real-life defending champion as C-Bell trying to chase him down in second, but Joey Logano will lead the opening lap of racing here in St. Louis. Christopher Bell behind in second, Blaney third, Hamlin fourth, and Austin Cindric, our real-life defending race winner, fifth on field start lap 21. Shane Van Gisbergen going a lap down. SVG once again for the second week in a row is the first playoff driver to lose a lap, and these first-round ovals are just not suiting SVG, and his playoff hopes are looking more grim by the week. But now on lap 35, Bubba Wallace in trouble. The 23, it's had such high hopes going into the playoffs, and now Bubba going a lap down thanks to Logano and Bell. So he's our second playoff driver to lose a lap, and Bubba already below the cut line after a Darlington DNF. And now look at this, the 17, Chris Buescher, who of course has that Mexico City win, has been so strong all season, will lose a lap as well to Logano, who's continuing to absolutely dominate this race here. Now the fourth playoff driver of the 16 about to get lapped is the 48 of Alex Bowman, three-time winner this season. Of course, the 48 just struggling here at Gateway, just not a great track for him, of course, and luckily though he has a big points cushion coming into today because he had an 11th place finish in Darlington, which saved him from being in jeopardy of being eliminated. But right now he's still a lap down as Logano continues to absolutely dominate. The cautions come out here. Trouble for Austin Cindric in the 2, goes crashing with the rookie of Riley Herbst into turn 2, and that brings our first caution of the day. It is for cause Cindric and Herbst crashing into turn 1. They will both stay in the race. Cindric will stay on the lead lap, just has some damage. They're going to get back underway here on lap 58. Logano and Bell once again are front rows. We go through the Geico restart zone, heading towards turn 1 and turn 2. Who will prevail? Briscoe back there trying to go 3 wide on William Byron. Can the outside come through for Christopher Bell? Joey Logano, a big push from Denny Hamlin on the inside lane, but Bell, the momentum on exit of the corner, and Christopher Bell takes the lead here in Gateway away from Joey Logano, and our first playoff driver to lead this race is the 20 of Christopher Bell, trying to punch his ticket to the round of 12 to try to become a 2-time Cup Series champion. Of course, won our simulation championship here back in 2023, and now the final lap of stage 1. Bell will hold off Blaney, and Christopher Bell wins stage 1 in Gateway. Ryan Blaney second, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski the top 5, then William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, and Carson Hocevar earns the final stage point. So C-Bell wins stage number 1, puts himself in a great spot points-wise as we head to stage number 2 here. It'll be Bell on the inside. This time on his outside is the 12 of Ryan Blaney, one of the other Penske cars that we know is going to be extremely fast here today and definitely going to be a contender for the victory. Is Ryan Blaney, what a restart, easily drives by C-Bell into turn 1 and is already off to a half-second advantage down the back straightaway. Blaney setting sail here in St. Louis until he's come down for a scheduled green flag pit stop here on lap 106, but this is very early in the pit cycle for Blaney to be coming in, so this cycles the lead back to the 20 of Bell, who has been very strong all day long, basically running inside the top 3, and then Brad cautious comes up with Brad Keselowski, spins himself out off of Shane Van Gisbergen, trying to pit, and that will put Keselowski behind the 8 ball, but that will screw over Ryan Blaney, everyone else that pitted, so now it's going to cycle out to only be in 6 cars legit on the lead lap. It's funny enough, Keselowski Keselowski is one of them, who's now leading the race. Logano, Hamlin, Bell, Cindric, and Michael McDowell. So only 3 playoff drivers on the lead lap. Right now the free pass battle is between Tyler Reddick and William Byron. But how about Brad Keselowski leading here in Gateway for RFK Racing, trying to get his first win of the season and punch his ticket to the round of 12 to keep the RFK dream run alive. But a caution came out again a little bit later, so now this cycles the lead out to Logano and Austin Cindric in the 2. So that, keep in mind, did give Tyler Reddick the free pass. So the 45 back in the game, but it's Austin Cindric leading for the first time today here in Gateway in that Freightliner Ford for Team Penske. A third different Penske car to lead. All of them have led laps. Logano, Blaney, and now Cindric. But here comes the 11 of Denny Hamlin to the inside of Cindric for the lead. Hamlin wants to go back-to-back in St. Louis. He won this race last season. Can he do it again? Except this time, it would be his ticket to the next round of the playoffs. And the Progressive Toyota, Hamlin to the lead here in Gateway. He will go by the 2 of Austin Cindric, and is our new leader. Denny Hamlin looking to deliver another clutch playoff win, this time here in St. Louis. Denny Hamlin will win stage number 2 here in St. Louis. Logano barely edges out Cindric for second. Keselowski and Bell the top 5. Reddick, McDowell the lead lap cars through 7th, and Byron, Chastain, and Larson a lap down 8th, 9th, and 10th. So William Byron will get the free pass. So how about that? Denny Hamlin wins stage 2. But while that was happening, a huge wreck with Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney. Chase Briscoe also involved in turn 1 and 2. This was happening right on the final lap of the stage. They go crashing hard, and then John Hunter Nemechek gets drilled by Cole Custer. So because of this, Nemechek, Briscoe, and Blaney, who had led 46 laps today, are all going to be out of this race. And meanwhile, on the restart, the 16 is blowing up. AJ Allmendinger has an engine expire coming to the green, so he will also join Blaney, Briscoe, and Nemechek in the garage. Nemechek will finish last, but Blaney being out is huge. That means Blaney is definitely not going to be safe when he potentially could have been heading into the Bristol elimination race next Saturday night. But now it's Christopher Bell taking the lead from Joey Logano here on lap 172, as Bell tries to cement himself as the favorite for the win here today, but then he loses that momentum next to the corner on the inside as we go down the back straightaway, trying to negotiate lap traffic, which opens the door for Logano once again. Has been so strong at this track through the years, won the inaugural race here in St. Louis, the NASCAR Cup Series, and here he is once again after starting on pole. Logano back to the lead here in Gateway with just 58 laps to go. He gets ahead of Christopher Bell, and now Logano coming in for scheduled pit stop with 39 to go, which should cycle things out, I believe, to the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Just behind him is Keselowski and Bell. Here's Logano now coming out of the pits a few laps later. Who will win the cycle? Will it be Logano or will it be Denny Hamlin here? 38 to go, and the 11 has the momentum. Denny Hamlin with the short pit strategy is going to take the lead away from Joey Logano, and the 11 has done it again. Brilliant strategy gets Denny Hamlin out front of the pack here in Gateway, and he could be well on his way to win number 2 on the campaign, as he is scooting further and further away from Logano. Now here we are with 6 to 15 to go. Trouble in front of Hamlin. That's the 5 of Kyle Larson. Gets hit by Carson Hocevar. Almost a big wreck. The 5 was trying to pit. So huge damage to Larson, who's going to start bleeding some points late in this race. Something you can't be doing when you're trying to clinch your way into the round of 12. Is now white flag waving in the air. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank here in Gateway for Denny Hamlin, who's about to go back-to-back here in St. Louis, winning this race for the 2nd year in a row, and officially making it 2 in a row as well for Joe Gibbs Racing, punching Hamlin and Briscoe both their tickets into the round of 12 as through 3 and 4. For the final time, Hamlin goes by the car he owns of Herbst one more time, and down the front straightaway, the start-finish line here in Gateway, Denny Hamlin is going to deliver and go back-to-back in St. Louis. Hamlin wins it. He's going to the round of 12. Logano in second, Seabell third. 4th place will go to Brad Keselowski in the 6th. And the top 5 rounded out by Tyler Reddick for 2311 Racing. Then Cindric, Byron, the last 2 cars on the lead laps, 6th and 7th. Then 1 lap down, McDowell in 8th. And then 2 laps down, Chastain and Zane Smith with a top 10 effort in 9th and 10th. Earn come across the line, but what a win for Denny Hamlin, winning the Enjoy Illinois 300 here in Gateway for his 54th career victory, his second on this season, advancing himself to the round of 12 where he'll join his teammate of Chase Briscoe. He's looking at your final race results here from St. Louis. Denny Hamlin with a brilliant strategy call there at the end, short pitting to overtake Logano on strategy and win the race, advancing to the next round. Seabell, a huge point stay in third. Brad Keselowski, much needed legacy performance in fourth place. Tyler Reddick, great top 5 effort. That might get him back above the cut line after the disastrous turn of events in Darlington. Byron, a strong 7th. Chastain comes home 9th. Elliott, Gibbs, Larson, Bowman all laps down, but inside the top 15. Busher right there behind the 48. Kyle Busch down in 18th after the crash. Of course, Van Gisbergen in 30th. Bubba Wallace had a mechanical issue out of the race in P32. Blaney with the fastest lap out in 34th. So here's the updated standings. Next week is the elimination race from Bristol. 4 drivers' path to the championship will be ended after we head to the last grade Coliseum. Right now, Byron has joined Hamlin and Briscoe in the next round, clinching on points. Bell and Larson and Chastain, as long as there's no new winner, those 3 will automatically advance. Keselowski, Bowman, Busher, Reddick, Elliott. I mean, everyone's pretty much looking good on points. Blaney, even on him being on the cut line, is still 29 points above SVG. Gibbs out by 36. You know, him, Kyle Busch, Bubba must win territory, or else they're not going to advance to this round of 12 to keep their title hopes alive. But we know Bristol's one of the most chaotic races of the year, so you never know what will happen there. So, as we end this episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much to JJ, Brenda, Breen, and Jeremy Isley. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a ton to this channel and I, as we continue to grow, produce some awesome content. Now pushing towards 2,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you are watching this video and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds, and I would really, really appreciate it. And if you want to get your shout out here at the end of the video, like these 3, and become a paid channel member, link is in the description down below. And until next week, I hope you all have a good one.